So, the definitive editions of the GTA Trilogy exist. I just saw this today, and let's just kind of nitpick through all of this stuff. Like, I am very confident that, something good will be coming out of this, because I've seen most of what's on this newswire, but I just kind of want to go through all this stuff and maybe quell some, like, either anxiety or, what do you call it? But we're just going to go through and nitpick almost every single paragraph of this statement, and kind of just see what it has in store. So right off the bat, Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, and more coming soon, plus details on upcoming special events and updates in GTA Online. Later this month marks a very special anniversary for Rockstar Games, 20 years since the original release of GTA 3, the game that set players loose in the sprawling three-dimensional metropolis of Liberty City, and with new unprecedented sense of freedom and immersion, blah, blah, blah. So basically, it's just telling you, remember the 3D games? We did this before? Yeah, well, we're bringing them back out. We'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the Grand Theft Auto fans who have supported the games over the past 2 decades. Your love and appreciation for these games has helped push the Grand Theft Auto series forward in many iterations. It has, but not recently, because the fans very much want, well, when you look at the fans, we don't really know what to determine what the fans actually want, because the fans all want different things. They want remasters of the old games, and they want GTA 6, and they want Red Dead 3 for some reason, but you know what, those are outliers, I guess. Whatever. I'm excited about this because I read through it, and in honor of the upcoming blah, 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 they're going to release the games on these platforms, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, and One, plus the Nintendo Switch, which is something that I very much wanted. That's probably the only thing that I wanted. I could give a damn less about what the games look like as long as it's on the Switch and I can play it wherever I go. That's fantastic. I like hearing that. That is awesome. How it's going to be implemented and how it's going to look is a very different story, but let's talk about what we're going to be seeing here. The Definitive Edition will feature across-the-board upgrades, including graphical improvements and modern-day enhancements for all 3 titles. Now, I'm kind of skeptical on what they mean by that, because we've seen what GTA San Andreas looked like before and after their anniversary edition for 10 years later, whatever it looked like, and that was kind of a little hit or miss because it didn't really look up to speed. But, like, whatever that means, I guess we'll see in the coming weeks. I'm not going to say anything else on that, but don't go overboard on that phrase of modern gameplay enhancements, because we know what expanded and enhanced looks like to Rockstar. Oh, God. But, yeah, let's go through it. While still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals. Yeah, we've heard that statement before in that Kotaku article, so there's at least some things to it. So I kind of was skeptical on that Kotaku article, like, oh, I don't know. I still don't believe it's going to be Unreal Engine, but I guess we'll find out. To prepare for launch, here we go. We'll begin removing existing versions of the classic titles from digital retailers next week. Yeah, that's something that they did before. I own the San Andreas, I own GTA San Andreas on console, like Xbox 360, and before the anniversary edition came out, it was great, and then they updated it forcefully for everybody else because they don't want to deal with, I guess it was a copyright issue? I don't know. They couldn't update the game, so now they updated it and gave it to everybody who had it for free, and it kind of just ruined everyone's, like, lives. I still played through it all, whatever, but it has its bugs, and it still does, so. This is kind of scary to see, but I'm going to assume that if you bought the other versions, you can still play it too, because it's still on there unless they remove the versions that I like. But whatever, I guess we'll see. And it'll be coming to iOS and Android, which means the iOS versions that are currently out there are actually different compared to what we're seeing. And I guess so, because that's 10 years old at this point. Plus, as part of the 20th anniversary celebration for GTA 3, look for a cavalcade of special gear to collect in Grand Theft Auto Online throughout the upcoming events this fall, including commemorative clothing and liveries. Great. I expected that to come. I mean, why not? If they add some stuff that's like, classic looking stuff, like, Claude's outfit and, Tommy Vercetti's looking bit, maybe some clothing from San Andreas and all that stuff that we've seen, I would, very much go and buy that stuff, but I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll have more details on how to acquire these in the weeks ahead, part of our ongoing events in GTA Online this month. Okay, so now we're on to GTA Online. GTA Online's events will also have some special surprises, including the upcoming possibility of some unusual activity occurring in southern San Andreas. Jesus. I have no idea what they mean by that. That's either some new stuff, because they usually come out with like one big great thing, like because last year we got the Cayo Perico heist, and I think this year it's, well, before that it was probably the Diamond Casino heist. It was something, but they seem to come out with one great big thing like every end of the year. So we could see what this next thing's going to be. It's probably going to be a heist. It could be, I don't know, something interesting. I don't know. They could be doing something interesting. If it's around Southern San Andreas, it's, I don't know. It won't be a new city, I'll tell you that much. If it is a new city, what is south of Los Angeles? Is it? No, nothing's really south of Los Angeles, so either a new city, it would probably be something else, but whatever. We are also continuing to improve and evolve GTA Online. As you may have noticed, we've recently began cycling select adversary modes, blah, blah, blah. GTA Online, the anniversary, beginning to cycle Rockstar jobs in and out. We are also improving games management, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's stuff we've heard. They've been taking jobs and putting them in and out. That's old news. That's whatever. Doesn't really say that. It doesn't really look like it's improving GTA Online. They haven't really addressed the fact that, you know, their sessions are entirely broken because they still leak your IP and people still mod. But you know what? Whatever. That's fine. Whatever. Let's talk about this. This will also allow us to bring back jobs, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really care about the jobs. Yeah, okay, cool. We have old jobs leaving, new jobs coming in. I hardly played many of them, but if some of them look fun, sure, why not? We are also looking at ways to improve the GTA Online experience for new and returning players in the upcoming release of GTA Online for the PS5 and Xbox Series XS next March. Okay, so that's actually interesting, now that I realize something. Yeah, okay, so let's go back up to here. It says this month, in these weeks, in the upcoming weeks, and then like at the end of the year and months to come. So like okay, so this stuff isn't coming out with the new versions because that's coming out in March, but this stuff is coming out around the end of the year, so I don't know, hopefully something would be interesting. But looking at ways to improve the experience, wait, what? Expanded and enhanced. Oh my god, they brought back the word expanded and enhanced. No. Oh god, but okay, fine, whatever. Let's just run with it. Expanded and enhanced, because that's what it is. Yeah, the expanded and enhanced releases of GTA Online in the months to come. So that's coming out in March, and later this year, getting ready to go on an exciting new adventure in GTA Online, as well as some well-known contacts and familiar friends need your help in expanding their legit business. Yeah, we know that's Lamar. With many more surprises soon to be revealed. So basically, everything that I'm kind of getting from this, let's just kind of go back up here. So, Definitive Edition Trilogy, that's fantastic. Things are finally coming out for the game. However, I am very concerned as to what this might look like. Is it Rockstar that's doing it? Is it Rockstar Dundee? Is it, you know, is it someone doing this for them? Or is it like the core team? Because we've seen what the iOS versions look like. And I think that might have been Rockstar's fault, doing the iOS versions first and then being like, oh, let's just port these to consoles, whatever, because that really burned them in the ass. Oh wait, yeah, fucking Jack. Hold on, let's just go back to Jack. Okay, because I've been sharing this with Jack. The Switch doesn't have a beefy processor as a 360, which is a very interesting point to make up. The processing and the game processing on the Switch is kind of low, so I'm not going to be expecting anything crazy. Maybe in the quality of Breath of the Wild, just a little bit. Trying to, you know, decide what that looks like. So we're probably not going to get a huge graphical improvement like it would be like, oh, it's on Rage Engine, it's going to look like GTA 4 or GTA 5. Like, I don't believe that at all. If it is coming out on the Unreal Engine, which is the biggest rumor, then I guess that makes sense as to why it would be running on the Switch better, because we've seen what games look like on the Switch. Fucking a lot of things run on Unreal Engine on the Switch, and it looks fantastic, but let's not go too crazy on that. I don't want anyone to get their hopes up immediately on this. Just keep an eye out, like, oh, you know, the graphical enhancements and the modern gameplay enhancements for all three titles are, you know, that's an interesting statement. They used that for the anniversary editions for the 10th year, but that was also going from one gen to the next, and there was hardly that much of a difference. It was kind of maybe rounder, less jaggedy, and things were kind of modernized with what was currently out. So I don't know. Let's not get too hasty on that. But this is interesting. I'm excited to see it, and it's hopefully coming out this year, I believe. But whatever. As for the GTA Online stuff, oh god, because that's their current baby is GTA Online. They're not talking about GTA 6. We don't need to talk about GTA 6. If they're planning on doing online for a good while, let's just talk about GTA 6. It seems like they're trying to make it more fun, because I think their player numbers are dwindling a little bit. But there's just not... It's interesting how they're teasing stuff that will be coming out at the end of the year. They're not talking about a whole lot of the expanded and enhanced versions of GTA 5, because no one really cares about what's going on in GTA 5 for the next version, because nothing's really new. It's just PC's version ported to PS5. But the GTA Online version for the GTA Online version for the new consoles and everything else is interesting, because they're teasing this before they even come out. So it's probably more or less like, here's the content that you're going to be seeing in GTA Online, and this is what's going to make you buy the expanded and enhanced versions. Which, you might as well just buy the GTA Online version that's separate, kind of like the Red Dead Redemption Online stuff. But, yeah, I believe that should be doing something. But what do they mean by some possibility of some usual activity? Is that just Los Santos tuners, or is it like something else crazy? I don't know. But it's I don't think it's going to be a new city or anything. But later this year, get ready to go on an exciting new adventure in GTA Online. So there's definitely going to be another heist, maybe. And if it's trying to improve upon Cayo Perico, because every single heist kind of improves upon itself, if it's going to be like that, then we either might get another new city, or not new city, a new island, a new place to visit, and hopefully you can just visit it as you go. I'm surprised Nintendo is allowing such a violent game on their console. You mean Saints Row 4? That's not surprising. But yeah, I'm interested to see what comes from this. I have my reservations still very much. But hey, something is happening with GTA. That's a first, so... Alright, cool.